But the sacrifice, it always enables an identity evolution. And so it's all connected to the thing what we haven't directly defined it yet, even so it's beneath, I would say, under every question that came through and that I ask. So what is luxury actually at its core, and not when we just like labeled it as an abstract of something expensive? I've heard you say luxury is hard to get, not loud for yourself. It's elegant, but it's descriptive. So I want to go one layer deeper into what luxury looks like, layer by layer. And I want to build a definition with you together there. So let's start at layer one. And I want you also to tell me if I'm right or wrong, because it's something I'm personally interested and I would like to explore with you together. So let's look at layer one, objects as crystallized thought processes, ideas, things that merge together. So in our material world, every object is crystallized thought. The watch I have on the wrist, it's not just sapphire and metal and gold. It's a process that you very deeply and explain to you in detail, with a whole philosophy, with context and requirements, restrictions into like its own microcosmos, basically. So it's thoughts made tangible of somebody. What he also, maybe how he sees the world, perceives the world, or a collective of people, which is a brand then. So first of all, do you see your work also that way or different? Or when you're having designs meeting, if you direct your team, for example, are you thinking like we're making a watch and comes to the customers, or are you looking at like we have a philosophy that we want to like explore, indulge by it ourselves also, in respect to what the customer wants, but also what we see, because the customer wants something that he doesn't have the understanding. For example, what you see as artisans, as craftsmanship, as visionaries as well. So that would be the first question.
The question, what is luxury, is a very wide one, and depends on what we discuss. And you cannot put a word around luxury, because luxury is also intangible. I mean, a beautiful dinner in a fancy restaurant is a luxury experience, whether it's a 3-star Michelin restaurant, or whether it's something in a beautiful scenery outside of everybody, and gives you a completely different experience without the technical choice of what you're eating. So it depends on what you're looking for. Once I was traveling with my wife 25 years ago, and an agency defined traveling luxury, the absence of seeing people. No? So when you're traveling and you don't meet anybody and you're far away from your frenetic life, that's a luxury experience which is not crafted. It's something that you remember as a memory. So luxury is a very complex world, and it depends on what you are working on. If you're talking about an industrial product, so a car, a watch, something that you design, you manufacture for a physical pleasure of a customer, clearly a lot of goes into the value proposition and the emotion that you're looking for. So to me, luxury has to be, first of all, interesting, because it cannot be a mere commercial example to me. Even if it costs a fortune, it doesn't resonate to me. It has to be something that defines, the creative idea is defining the interest. So to me, luxury at the end is a constant pursuit of excellence. I don't know how to phrase it better, but where excellence is aesthetical and technical in an industrial design product. If you're thinking about art, it's a totally different thing. Think of Il Taglio di Fontana, that is a gesture that gives you the rage of that moment, that creative rage, and it's an idea. It's not a technical exercise. We don't look how the cut is done. It's the cut of that canvas was so powerful, and that is expressing a luxury, an artistic idea that was so pure, so direct, and it became iconic. And also, plenty of things that go into breaking through the emotion of a person, and so it's very difficult to define what luxury is because it's very subjective and it depends on the environment in which you are in. So if you confine it to watches, I can try to express it more closely, more clearly, but to me that remains a personal pleasure that you're seeking for, that conveys values in the end that resonate with you. But uh, it speaks differently to
Yeah.
if you're into a bling bling luxury. To me, it's luxury is the opposite of bling bling. No, to me, luxury is refinement, luxury is education, luxury is expressing your elegance, your taste, as we're saying. So, a brand that like Parmigiani is to me expressing it extremely highly. No, but that's personal. I identify with the brand that I work for. I couldn't do my job if I don't believe in the proposition that we are providing. So I very resonate with this.